Good evening. I'd like to convene the Board of Education meeting this evening at 6:03, Thursday, May 22nd. So I got a lot of papers in front of me right now. Roll call, please.
Chairman Bonity.
Here.
Vice Chair Nafrio.
Here.
Secretary Sienna.
Here.
Judy Gannon.
Present.
Zachary Canada.
Here.
Kim Dawson.
Here.
Victoria Alonso.
Here. Please join me for saluting the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, visitors. Any visitors, please limit your comments to items on the agenda. Do we have any visitors tonight? Please come up and state your name and address, please.
Give me just 2 seconds.
Sure.
Kara Papa, 65 Great Hill Road, North Branford. So I am here to speak on a couple of different items on the agenda tonight. I just want to say congratulations and thank you to everybody who retired and is here. So my key points to come tonight obviously are the budget. We are the largest portion of the budget, the Board of Education, and mainly salaries of personnel make up that budget. So there was a decision in a letter put out last week that made me catch on fire. So we have a principal who's retiring and has a very large salary, and then there was a promotion made to that position, which I disagree with. I think that there are deletions that need to be made. Deletions move us forward. There are salaries in central office that are the equivalent of 3 full-time teachers. I don't know if you're aware, but yesterday there was a sit-in at the governor's office asking for funding, fully fund all schools. And I did not see anybody that sits on this board up there. If you were there, thank you very much. But if we need funding in this town, you should be there advocating for us, because that's what you're here doing. You're volunteer, you're advocating for us, so you should be advocating getting us those funds. The budget is very top-heavy, it's very heavy. We're very scared. People are scared about having to pay more taxes. And I think the moves last week are an insult to us, because I don't think that our students are going to be able to get what they need. They need teachers. They don't need more top heaviness. So I think those decisions should be rethought in terms of making sure our students are having what they need, especially teachers on the ground in special education. And I just want to leave you with some questions to think about. Like I said, where were the Board of Ed members yesterday? Where are you advocating for us in the spaces that we need advocation for when funding is coming in? Do we need funding from the state or from the federal government to meet the needs of all of our families? Do the families in town have what they need in this budget for the Board of Ed? I don't think they do. I think we heard back in April that we do not have what we need in our Board of Ed budget, and it all goes back to the teachers. So the teachers are assets, they're investments, and they need to be developed, and that needs to be on the shoulders of the principals in the buildings. We have wonderful principals that are very good at what they do, teaching and learning, and that's where it should be. So I think you need to take a hard look at how we spend our money and what we spend our money on when it comes to personnel in this district. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other visitors? Okay, we'll move on to our student representatives. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Okay.
Last one.
Yeah.
Went quickly.
AP students in the College Board advanced placement assessments throughout the month of May. The College Board released data regarding student scores and results during July. Data related to individual test takers is shared with the school, along with the performance data. Similarly, the College Board provided school day SAT data for the class of 2026. After an initial review, data looked very promising, including marked improvement in the entire grade as a group compared to prior years in growth for individual students in reviewing all SAT data, and for this particular group of students. This school year, additional support interventions were put in place for the spring semester. Each initiatives were based upon the data associated with the fall PSAT. Additionally, based upon the student input, incentives and individual incentives were provided to the class of 2026. 41 juniors out of the 106 met or exceeded the benchmark scores set by the College Board. Group averages for both math and ELA are significantly higher than the state averages. Assistant Principal Megan Lee led the development and implementation of the SAT improvement plan at MBHS.
The annual spring concert took place on May 14th in the North Branford Auditorium. Performing groups included percussion ensemble, woodwind ensemble, chamber choir, concert chorus, jazz band, and the concert band. Mrs. Bertay and Ms. Cardew are the MBHS music educators for the choral and instrumental programs. Additionally, Mrs. Colomini and Mrs. Thurston organized the annual MBHS Environmental Fair on May 21st. School-based clubs and local organizations sponsored informational display tables in the CAP. Before the day, teachers were provided with the opportunity to sign up for their classes during designated times to ensure a manageable and productive event. The senior prom is scheduled for May 23rd and is being held at Woodwinds in Branford CT. And the senior trip that comes annually is scheduled for May 29th to Lake Compounds in Bristol. Graduation day activities on June 10th include a senior class breakfast and the NBHS CAP, a reflective slideshow that is viewed in the auditorium, graduate walks at Jerome Harrison, TVES, and NBIS, and the formal graduation ceremony on the fields at 5 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Exciting
Wish
stuff.
you a lot of luck in your next chapter.
So we have a couple of small gifts on the board for the two of you, and if you're comfortable opening them in front of the board so they can see those glowing. Oh my gosh, I always wanted that. But Leah, you know,
How did you know?
I've been doing the student rep piece in my previous district as an administrator and 15 years here. So I go back probably 27 years of having student reps, and I can speak with confidence and conviction. The two of you have been amazing. You uphold the standards of what we want in our students when they walk across the stage, and we'll be doing that in a couple of short weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And being at the awards ceremony today and witnessing what the two of you have accomplished, and your involvement, not just in your academic pursuits, but in what you've done outside the classroom and on the stage and on the field and with your peers and how well respected you are. You truly, truly represent what North Branford is trying to instill. Where you go to college, you know, no matter where you end up, you two are you're gonna shine and you're gonna make those schools better. Yale and UConn are gonna be better because of the two of you. So it's been an honor to work with you. I'm looking forward to graduation and hearing everything, all the good things that you have to say. So please, I gotta give the right one to the right person. So thank you all. We have a round of applause. Here, if you want to take a photograph with your student rep, we will put them right out in front of the camera. I don't want to embarrass anyone, but they'll gladly do that. So it's all about wearables. Will the wearables stay forever?
Body's choice.
And those warm summer days when you don't want to put on the hoodie. No, stand up. No, but you don't have we'll get that. You mind if I sit in the backdrop?
Turn around, Noah.
Come on, closer.
Third party's never there. Yes, keep it the same, yeah, right? Correct. And now we have the consent agenda. Approval of, what?
No, we're moving on to the consent agenda. I didn't know if we were doing.
We're gonna do
Oh.
recognition first.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay, I was just following my agenda, following my,
You guys are free to go.
good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
You're on for,
You're gonna
Oh,
go do
no.
amazing things.
yeah, you both have to stay. What am I saying? Don't go anywhere. All right,
Because they're, yeah,
now to move on.
Was a good try.
salutarian.
Principal Parker, please come forward. For overtime, please.
Okay, that's fine, I just didn't
I
see
am
it.
honored to be here today as we recognize and celebrate someone who has been such a steady, trusted, and loved preference at our JHS. This is Lori Bell. Lori has worked with our Branford for 34 years. I've had the privilege of working alongside her for about half of those times, about 18 years. First as a school psychologist and now as a principal. I'm sorry, Lori, I'm emotional. And from the beginning, it was clear to me, Lori just gets kids. She knows how to connect with them, support them, and help them grow, both academically and emotionally. She has always had a deep sense of care for every child who walks through her door. That care, combined with her understanding of social emotional development, made her the go-to for so many of our support staff, especially when a student needed just the right classroom to feel safe, understood, and successful. Lori's room has been consistently has been that place. She's collaborative, thoughtful, and always willing to do what's best for kids. And she does it with a sense of humor and a cup of coffee in her hands. Her laughter, her quick wit has been a big part of what makes working with her so enjoyable. And she hasn't just had an impact on our students. She has shaped the next generations of teachers. Lori has mentored so many of our student teachers over the years, and it speaks volumes that many of them have gone on to become educators here at JHS. That's a legacy. Lori and I have shared a lot of conversations over the years, and one topic that always has been close to her heart is family. We've talked about how important it is to have time with loved ones, and Lori, I'm so happy you'll now have that time to spend the way you want with the people that matter most to you. You've made such a difference at JHS in steady, meaningful ways, and that kind of impact lasts. Thank you for your care, your laughter, your partnership, and for your years of dedication to this community. Congratulations, Lori Wilson.
Didn't he just say wearables, flowers,
Flowers done. He does a good job with the flowers.
My professional photographer, Paul, this evening.
She's been here 35 years. She's retired. We're in the work.
I'm not recording this, are we?
She was here for like 30.
They went very closely together the whole time.
Sit down, here we go. Everything that just shared echoed times how many, having Claudia here tonight to support going back 38 years as an educator in North Branford, 33? Four, sorry. So much has changed in education over time. The passion and commitment has stayed the same, and it's, you don't get educators that stay in this profession for 38, 34 years and are able to come to work every day so demanding right now in so many different ways. So we cherish our teachers. They're the most valuable asset to our educational programs, and we're honored to have Lori be with us, and we wish her nothing but the best. She's beautiful children. They all went through our school system. They were very successful. They're wonderful, wonderful representatives of her family and what she stands for. So we're going to miss you. You come back and drink coffee anytime. You're doing your workout partner. Yeah. So thank you.
I would like to say thank you as well to the entire community of North Branford, parents, children, teachers, administrators, everyone involved in this town has just given me the life that I've always dreamed of. I mean, I've wanted to be a teacher since I was 7 years old. And so this job has given me purpose, and it's fulfilled everything that I have wanted for myself, and I have loved every one of your children. I've had so many of them, and I've loved them all. And they all bring so much, I brought so much to my life, and I just know that it's time for me to move on and let someone else fill my shoes, but I sincerely have loved every minute. So thank you with all sincerity. Shoes to fill.
Lori, best of luck in your retirement. I needed my calculator to do it quick enough. You've had probably close to 700 students. 700 children you helped raise.
And some of them come back and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, because you had them so young.
And I see their face, I just love something about every single child I've had.
Well, you had them so young, you know? I mean, they grow up, but you probably had close to 700 students.
I mean, it's a great job. It's not an easy job, but it's a great job. And teachers are, the only reason that we're teachers is because we were meant to do this,
You're right.
you know? So.
You're right, it's a calling.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right, then you want to move on?
We'll move on.
Okay, then I would like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second. Okay. All in favor? Okay, Judy second. Any discussion? Oh, okay, sorry. Is there any discussion or anything?
Yeah. I just wanted, Mr. Steffler's retirement is in here, and I wanted to say thank you for all, I know he couldn't make it tonight, but a lot of years. Thank you, Mr. Steffler. Some of these other teachers I don't know as well, but I'm sure there might be something that you wanted.
Yes, we want to wish Mr. Hersom nothing but the best, Mr. Rice, Haley Reed, and Jess Cavallero, who's not going far. She's the assistant principal in Branford, so she's leaving the classroom,
nice.
which is a feather in our cap for administrative preparation and the leadership that they've shown. And obviously Todd Steffler, a 40-year educator, 25 in North Branford, and I'll have a lot more to say about him at graduation, and we'll be able to celebrate him on that evening. So,
Great.
thank you.
Any other discussion? Take a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, the motion carries.
Do you want me to make this other motion now, or do you want, or should we do it?
The increases?
Yeah.
No, we'll do that after we do the financial report.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
We'll go to
Yep.
to my report.
Okay. Then we go to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. It's an honor to call on 6 students to come forward. I was unfortunately out of state during the SCASA annual student award luncheon, and I asked that our representatives please selfishly give me the opportunity to congratulate you and sign your certificate with a picture, because it really is special. The superintendents of 26 surrounding towns work with their administrators to find 2 elementary, middle, and high school students, and they have to represent based on high academic achievement, participation in extracurricular, and community service. So it's like a little National Honor Society, but we started earlier on. So it truly represents the impact that these youngsters have had and what they'll continue to do throughout their academic careers. So I'm going to call them up now at this time. I'm going to have the parents feel free to take a picture like we just did. And if you bought your certificate, I'm going to sign it tonight, okay? And then we'll get a photo. Sound good? All right, and then you can sit down after you do yours, and then we'll have you all come up together. It's because I want to get the group, okay? All right, so that being said, from Tutucket Valley, Haley Forsythe and Walter Vonner, please come forward.
Just watch the cords, honey, so you don't trip.
What's it?
Be careful. Yes.
I wish there was a better way to do this.
It's like a booby trap.
It is. Like the Matrix.
Like a hopscotch.
Hold that. We're going to take individual pictures first.
Fantastic. Scenes of ours. I love that.
Hold that up. Right.
They should be so proud.
All set? All right.
We should be breathing, like breathing as they go. Just to get to there.
Good, right? Don't go too far, now you come up as a team. Good.
So grade 8.
Okay, NDIS, Jack McCauley and Fatima Karim, please come forward. I feel like a big shot sign. Oh, I did? Oh, we'll do a fake one, hold on.
And hold one up.
All right, pictures. Good. I hold this one right here. You don't mind, do you? Yeah, hold it up. Good? And I think you know the next two. Leah and Noah, please come forward.
Are you guys going to prom together? Is that what she just said? Are they?
Be careful.
Oh.
Just in case they say no.
No, it's not.
I was gonna say.
It must be something about the student
last
rep.
year
Yes,
they did
because
too.
last year our student reps went to prom together.
That didn't come up on the
they did.
microphone.
They did.
Did you just say that into the microphone?
Yep. They must spend a lot of time together.
They can't make it.
Yeah.
You stay up all night.
You're a matchmaker.
There's plenty of prom pictures. I know. Oh, wait, let me just know. Oh, okay. All right, now all of the reps, please come forward. All the reps. We're going to go over here. If, right here. And so, parents, if you want to come over here, take a group shot.
Homework.
I know.
Big smiles. Look right inside.
Do we tell them this too? Like,
We have to.
Just so you know if you have to, you know, they might have to.
Keep the stare forward, smile.
How do you say so?
Thank you. All right. Congratulations.
Good times.
Okay, moving right along. The class of 25, you have invitations to graduation, so you should have those. If you have any questions, where to park, what to do, please feel free to contact us. We'll get you through that. You have in front of you the biographies of the Val, the Sal, and the essayists. When you get a chance, read through the incredible accomplishments that these three have attained in their time in North Branford at our high school. We're so proud of them. They've done incredibly well. There's so many more students. At the awards ceremony today, the number of students that got up that were recognized for advanced placement, that have seniors that have taken at least 3 AP classes, the stage was full. Those who had a 90 average and achieved on standardized testing, the stage was just incredible. So we should be so proud. And we'll look forward to celebrating that night as well. The communications are included in the packet. If you have any questions, you can ask of them. Ask me of anything on our, a couple of my administrators had previous commitments and I excused them for this evening. So if there's anything that you saw that you had a question on, you can ask. Not hearing anything? Okay. Martha's going to do the financial report and the budget report, and then I'll walk you through moving into next week with the finalization of the town budget and Board of Ed budget as well.
During our budget process, there was a concern expressed by the town finance department that they were having some difficulty with their reconciliations, and it's pretty cumbersome to do reconciliations on both the board and the town funds in the same account. So a few weeks ago, I had emailed Mr. Esposito as a suggestion to, of course, open up an additional bank account with oversight by the town, just so that we could separate out the transactions for the Board of Ed and make it easier, and then this way we could do our own reconciliations, handle the ACH transfers to the bank directly, and that would take a considerable amount of work off of their plate as well, and it would also be cleaner for both sides. So I did get an email back from him early today saying that, you know, we probably most can go forward with that. So that's good news. It should help both of us.
And we've offered assistance in other places as well. They've had some turnover and replacements, new people coming on with the Munis system, and Martha's been very generous with offering anything they need.
Thank you, Martha.
Which is a good thing.
So for the month of April alone, we had $2.1 million in expenditures. Out of that, 1.9 was spent on our salaries. There is a breakdown by object in your packet for you to review. Our current billable to date, which is those salary expenditures that were paid through the board but are not actually our own and will be reimbursed by whatever organization or group. That total currently is $3,300 that is owed to the district. You'll see the breakdown of our substitutes year to date. Year to date for teachers, paraprofessionals, nurses, and custodians are listed there. Our health insurance negative balance continues to go down because with each payroll, our employees pay into what they owe. Let's see, our OPEB, which is our other post-employment benefits right now, is over budget by $14,437, which basically means that the actuarial report that came in that states what that actual expenditure is was a little higher than what we had thought. So unfortunately, it's a calculation that's required for our financial statements. It's a liability, so it is, there's really not much we can do about that. The late runs, I did receive late this afternoon an invoice for our late runs from September through the end of April totaling $29,000. So next month on your report, you'll see that. I'm hoping we'll also have by that time the invoice for May as well.
Okay.
You skipped transportation, Martha. You jumped over transportation.
Yeah, currently we're over budget by 115,000 for transportation. Electricity, to date, we've expended 508,000 on our actual electricity and solar invoices. We did have a very good conversation with our representative from UI a few weeks back. They now have figured out a way to apply the credits to the accounts that we need those credits applied to. So we are hopeful going forward that there'll be less expenditure there. So I know my department is in contact with the UI and we're figuring out where to put those credits right now. So hopefully next month we'll have something different to report back to you.
That paragraph explains in detail about the ability now to move credits, and which we were not previously able to do. So if you were not, you've been a part of those conversations, but that just really is a quick overview of what's going on.
Well, thank you so much for pushing through, and I know it was collaborative too with town members and council members too. So thank you for everyone because that was kind of like set in stone. It couldn't be done. It couldn't be done.
Yeah, no, it was a big lift, but we all worked together and we got it done.
Thank you. Excellent.
2% fund, we are hopeful that we'll receive close to our 2% for the balance that's allowed from the 23-24 fiscal year. So again, we'll know more hopefully within a week or so and have something different to report to you again next month.
You know, it kind of sounds like a large number, but when you really break it down, 2% of a budget. I don't know, I can't budget within 2% in my own household. I mean, that's fantastic, thank you.
You're welcome. Family Resource Center continues to do well. As you know, through the past budget reports, you've seen a considerable estimated net profit at the end, projected for the end of the year. So I actually went in and looked at the cost for the insurance for those employees that take insurance. And I was able to add that encumbrance so that the district will be reimbursed for those employees. So in other words, again, it's no different than we pay for those employees up front, and now that the separate fund will have the funds available, they will reimburse us for their portion.
That's good.
That's excellent.
Food service, for the month of April, we had 13,250 lunches served. It's actually a decrease over April of 2024. We did have 632 breakfast meals served at the high school in the month of April. The financial report for April actually improved. We're showing a year-to-date profit of $7,752, but there are still open purchase orders and salaries that need to be made, so that when you put that into the mix, it does result in a loss. So this is one of those ones where it's actually going to be coming down to the wire of actually what that bottom number is going to come out to be. And just a reminder that we had to spend $41,000 for the food service to abide by the state rules and what we could keep as a cushion in the fund. And attached are the different reports. And there's also a copy of the email that I had sent to Anthony regarding the additional bank account, if that was possible. That's there for you also. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah, I did. I just was looking at the special education transportation line, and it's so variable, which I was surprised
The
about
outsourced or the?
the outsource.
Uh-huh.
Because there was, January was 85,000, March 39, and then in April was only 2,790. What is the cause for such a drop in that line?
It could be that we haven't actually received all of the invoices yet
Okay.
for April.
Okay.
So that could be very well, we could have gotten them at the end of April and they're not in the system yet, or the very beginning of May.
Okay.
So it could just be a timing.
Okay, because it was just such a dramatic drop. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And the same for the public, the tuition special education public, very high in January, 194,000, and April was 1,800, so similar situation.
Yes, I would think so, yeah. It's all
All right.
timing.
Yeah, just a big drop in those two lines. Okay, thank you very
You're
much.
Yes, just a question, just a
Yeah.
clarifying question. When, for food service, top, it says 13,250 lunches served for the month of April, or
Uh-huh.
totals? For total April? Is that like, are we talking like transactions or complete lunches?
So there was, if you look at the detail in the back,
Yeah.
it breaks down that $13,000 figure. So there was 3,700 lunches free, 808 were at a reduced rate, and 8,712 were paid. So those three numbers together add up to the 13,250 district-wide.
What am I missing? Oh, here we go. So, but those are complete, I guess it's not a transaction, it's an actual, like, somebody buys a soda versus like an actual meal.
Yeah, it's an actual.
It's an actual meal,
Actual,
okay,
yes.
got it, all right, thank you.
Because that's how we're reimbursed through the National School
Got
Lunch
it.
Program, is by complete meals, and those complete meals have to have different components that they have to include.
Right,
So,
like milk,
yeah,
meat,
yeah.
dairy, whatever, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, carbs, yeah, vegetable stuff like that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, then do you want me to make the motion, Martha? I make a motion to approve the town council's increase of 0.59% or 200,000 to the North Branford Board of Education 2025-2026 budget.
Second. Any discussion? Well, we're going to discuss it, because we're looking at the cuts, so we're going to discuss this. The superintendent will discuss this, or you're not going to discuss it?
I will. Do you want to approve it first, or do you want me to read them off to you?
That's all we're getting, so we have to approve it.
We're approving the total number, not the.
Yeah.
Not the break,
Yeah, we're
not
just-
the cuts,
So
just,
the
Might as well just
discussion-
vote on the number.
Discussion
Okay.
might
It's
have to
reduction
be for
number.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
We'll take our vote then. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Okay, I'm just going to go through this sheet. I'm not going to go line for line and read it, every item. As you are well aware, over the last several weeks, we've been through, actually months, the process of building a budget that we presented to you, my administrative team. You then had workshops and went through the process of bringing a number to the town, which was 6.16%. To present to the council. As you are aware, we were cut $1,882,979.67, which is what got you to that 0.59 number. That equates to $200,000 that was moved to the Board of Ed for next year. So in order to get to that 1.888979.67, the administrative team had to do quite a bit of work and had to do and be very flexible in moving forward and making hard decisions that unfortunately we had to make. So that being said, starting with personnel, starting with custodians, we're eliminating 2 full-time custodial positions. We're eliminating 4 total certified teachers, 2 that are at the high school, and 2 coaching positions. Under administrator, we will not fill the assistant principal role at the high school, and will work off stipends for 2 deans for next year. We are eliminating 2 paraprofessionals. We are eliminating the curriculum secretary position at central office. We are removing the library aide position at Kentucky Valley. We are removing 2 security guards one through a retirement and either another security guard or the equivalency of 40 hours reduced per week, equating to 2 FTEs. We're eliminating the after-school library position. We're eliminating Saturday school at both NBIS and the high school. The benefits are listed below through Social Security, pension, life, and health. Non-personnel cuts are listed. I'm not going to go through all of them. It's reducing textbooks, sports, equipment, eliminating the late bus of $36,000, excuse me. Activity fees for all activities. This will not just be for athletics. It will be for any activity that there is a stipend position paid to will have a fee as low as kindergarten. Any stipend position or club or activity, there will be a cost. I have to recoup $71,000 in the budget. I'm not going to reduce another teacher. I'm at my cut point right now, so we are going to an activity fee. Fund 25 will be totally placed over into operational budget. Martha spoke to the 461. We're waiting on POs that will be coming back to us as well. As you know, I'm asking you to vote tonight to turn the storage building back over to the town council to work directly with the permanent project building committee and to take that project on. And then there's changes at the very bottom for the town audit for 24 with the unit ventilators and gym equipment from the new high school and reverting back to 20, the Fund 25 account. So that total on that page is $1,888,979.68.
I know this took a lot of work. This was a lot of money to cut. And I appreciate the fact that it was looked at very carefully, that we're touching every area instead of very heavily in one or two areas. You know, it's unfortunate that fun little things, you know, student of the month breakfast at your own, like things like that have to go. There wasn't much choice, and you guys worked really, really, really hard at these cuts, and I appreciate it. It's every department was hit.
Yeah, no, I
don't like doing any of it.
I spoke the evening of the budget and the reality of what this means, and there are 10 positions that are cut. And those are, you know, employees. Some of them have been with us or just came and joined us, and we had no choice. There's no other direction. Our coaching model was at 4, it went to 2, and now it's at 0. And that's something that I know is very hard for the principals, the administrators, the classroom teachers. It was a very, very difficult decision to make, but the charge of the board was boots on the grounds, classroom size, who's in front of students every day.
Is this going to affect class size?
And those are one of the choices that had to be made.
Are any of the cuts, are these cuts affecting class size at all?
The high school with the moving of our English teacher and a math teacher out will affect size. So they're building their schedules now. So it's one full-time English teacher, one full-time math teacher are out. Okay?
I have a couple questions. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Okay. For the high school, I'm understanding this right, that we're not going to replace the assistant principal, and we'll have two deans?
Next year. The
Right.
year after, I will replace.
But we'll have two deans.
Two deans
Help
that will
with
pick
the-
up for evaluation, student deportment, everyday operational things of the building if the principal is not in the building.
Okay. The after-school library, was that for homework help?
After-school library thing, is that homework help? Is that position at NBIS?
Yes, that's for students that stay after, and so they get extra help from certified staff in the library, and then it's also for watching the students when the clubs end at 3 before the late buses come at 4.
Okay. I think that's all my questions for now. Thank you.
The last item there on non-personal cuts, TPX line. What is the TPX line? Tom, you know what TPX line is?
So that's, we are changing phone systems for next year to a cheaper provider on state.
Understood, okay. What's the, never mind, I'm disregard.
The activity fee for all after-school clubs,
Yes.
is this fee based off of what we saw for people that were doing it this year?
No.
Okay.
It'll have to equate to 71,000 based on the total number of participants with the obviously the higher cost going to athletic teams that we have costs that, we incur for rental or for equipment or any of that. So a high school football player will pay more than a middle school cross-country. It will be as fair as possible. It's going to be a lot of work. Mr. Lonsdale is going to be really busy this summer so that we can do this electronically. The last thing I want to do is overwhelm my athletic director and my secretarial team and administrators with chasing down monies. But we don't have a choice. We're in a corner. 71,000 is another teacher. So that's right.
Right.
Okay.
So one other thing, when you said the security guards, so you might not eliminate a second position if everybody is willing to cut their hours a bit to keep the job, is that what you're
It
saying?
will be the FTE equivalency of a 40-hour position or a 35-hour position
Okay.
with every security guard going down. I'm gonna have to look at coverage for FRC and aftercare, where I have security guards. I really want to keep that. I think it sends a very strong message that when students are on school grounds, but it's not part of my academic day. It's an extra, so if I have to squeeze hours there, I won't have FRC coverage before and after school. Just during the academic day, and then I don't have a late bus right now, so I would thin those down.
Any other questions?
All right, then I guess we have to approve the 25. As the Board of Education approves a 6.19 budget increase, the attached reduction sheet shows reductions in the amount of $1,888,979.68 to reflect the $200,000 approved by the Town Council increase. So I'll make a motion to approve the 2025-2026 Board of Education budget reductions totaling $1,888,979.68 as submitted by the superintendent.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
I actually have a quick question before we vote.
Okay.
That's okay?
Yeah.
So, the budget's not approved from the town council.
Correct.
So, do we even know that this is what we're getting? So
We'll
how
have
can
an
we
emergency
approve
meeting.
this?
That's a great question. So if we get cut again, I have $200,000 right now. If that money gets back down, I'm gonna have to call you for an emergency meeting. We'll go back to the table and we're gonna have to reduce teaching staff. I'll be honest with you, I can't go any other way to get that kind of money. And then you would come back and vote on it.
Okay.
For a different number.
Thank you.
Got it.
Good question, thank you. It'll be, the budget will be finalized on May 27th, is that correct, Mayor Angeloni? So it will be voted on that evening?
Yes.
Okay.
So we discussed it in detail at our meeting on Tuesday night.
Yep.
And I can tell you, we discussed all areas of where we're looking at, but the Board of Education was not brought up at all as a possible cut on there. So at this point in time, the council is looking at everything that we discussed on Tuesday night. And I can just tell you that the board was not brought up at all.
I did take note of that, thank you.
I did too.
So you could make this motion, vote on it. If something happens in the next 7 days, then I'd get in touch. If not, then this stands.
Okay.
And meeting's what, the May 27th?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
There's no non-renewals this year of certified staff. Moving along, the town manager, we're just basically working on just updates through permanent project with the high school and closing that out. I'm going to kind of blend the two of these together. So we're still working on the whiteboards and the ghosting of the whiteboards. There were 6 emails back and forth today with Mr. Steffler and staff with the GC and the company that we're using products. So that continues on. We had 2 washouts in the back parking lot. We're working on that with correcting that, whether we're going to build a wall or do something with mesh to try to keep it from running down and wiping out all of the growth there. So those are the big things right now, pending requests. I did speak to you about the storage unit going over to the town. I'm going to ask that you read a motion and approve that this evening so that the town can then take that on with permanent project and decide what they want to do. Okay?
Did the handrail go in yet?
Yeah, the handrail is already in.
Okay.
Yep.
Are those additional costs to us for the handrail, the whiteboard, the correction?
No.
That's in the project.
It's
Just
it's
part
all
of the
under the
project.
project, so
Gotcha.
yeah, that's not a cost to us, out of our operation budget. So that being said, the athletic storage building superintendent is recommending that the board vote to approve having the town council through the permanent project committee take over the project, the athletic storage building, to include all local businesses and their in-kind services and student participation under the supervision that, the students, the high school administration would supervise them and the teaching staff. So it stands as is, and then we'll wait to see what the council and the permanent project committee want to do with it.
Okay, so any donations that we received will
Would
follow
stand.
the project?
Yeah, it follows the project. Like the entire roof, all of the materials and labor it's donated. So obviously we're going to take advantage of that. Anything else that was donated in kind stays and goes with the project. They'll just be managing it and running the project if they so decide to take it out.
Okay.
Okay? So the motion is written out for you.
Okay. Do we have a second?
We're going to make the motion
Oh,
first.
Scott read the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve having the North Branford Town Council through the Permanent Project Building Committee take over the North Branford High School Athletic Storage Building Project to include all local businesses, in-kind services, and student participation under the supervision of the high school administration and teaching staff.
Second.
Okay, discussion on this? I just have a question about the student participation. I mean, is this going to be approved by the permanent project committee or?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the council and the permanent project will work all that out. And then, obviously it's not gonna happen by the time the kids leave in 2 weeks. So
Right.
when they return next year, they may do some of it this summer. They may drop and put the foundation. I don't know. We'll find out, but if we can get on the tail end of it, we will with students. I don't know the timing, so I can't control the timing.
Right now, I think we're just asking the
Asking
town
for
council
the
to
council and the project permit.
recommend it.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but this comes with, other things attached to it, this motion.
Correct.
Right.
That was the way, if the Board of Ed was doing it, it was going to, but I don't know if that would be acceptable to the permanent project to make committee to approve student participation under the supervision of the high school administration and teaching staff.
They were very excited about having kids
Yeah, they were
do it.
excited about the,
So
when we
it's
were
been
doing it,
discussed
so.
Okay.
multiple times.
Is that, so maybe?
I mean, I see your point. I had a different discussion point, but I'd let you clarify. I mean, do we need, I don't know. That's a good question.
You're on the permanent project.
Yeah, I mean, that's to,
Well, I think this is bringing
Well, I
it
think
to
what's
that
happened
committee,
is-
and they can
Yes.
decide.
it's,
Right.
it once
That's-
was a capital
may not be
improvement
the exact-
project, right, for us? Or was it not?
No.
It was never,
No.
okay, so when, that's what confused me, is it was never on that list. So if it's gotten, if it's got a, I guess I'm understanding, I don't know why we have to make the motion.
Well, no, we're turning the project over to them with in-kind services.
Is that why? Is because there's other stuff moving
No,
around?
we had $80,000 or
Right.
so.
They're gonna pay for it. We're not paying for it now.
We had $80,000 or
They're taking
so
the project.
that we were putting into the project.
Right.
When we got this cut, we need that $80,000 for next year to keep things going. $80,000 is another teacher. So at this point, we're asking the town council to turn it over to the permanent project, and maybe there's money left in the project that can pay for that.
Is it because the 80K was connected to this job?
Yeah, it was paying for.
Yes.
It was paying for the job.
Yes.
So we're saying, hey, take it over, but we want to take that cash with it. We want to
We're
keep
taking
hold
our
that,
cash,
hold the
we're not
money.
taking the cash in.
I get
And,
that.
and by having the permanent project do it through the building
It's a
project, there
different
could
fund
be some
source.
reimbursement. There could be some reimbursement on it as well.
Maybe, yeah, okay.
So that's what we're hoping for. There's money, there's enough money left over, and then we can get some
So I
reimbursement.
feel that we're turning it over in the manner in which we had anticipated the project would move forward, and that if the town council then sends it to permanent projects, who then says, we'll be happy to do this, but we're not going to include your students, then that would be how they would, but I think we're just sending it the way that we initially
Right.
anticipated or hoped that the project would move forward. There's nothing saying that it's going to even get there, and if it does, if the permanent project committee will approve it with the student participation. So I think we just send it the way we initially had hoped the project would work, and then wait to hear back whether it got approved to be sent or got sent and was approved in a different way. That's my thinking on it.
Right.
So, I mean, I've been to several council meetings, and our athletic storage building still remains on the agenda, waiting for the budget.
The budget's in.
They have.
The budget
They have
is
the
in.
budget.
Are we,
Everything's- They didn't have a permanent project meeting last week, that's why it wasn't discussed, so it got tabled and it's pushed out, so.
And they needed, and they needed this motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're telling them that, take on the project, everything stands that we had, it's still good, you're still gonna have all of
okay.
the resources.
But do we still need to present that
No.
budget at a town council meeting?
No.
I'm gonna,
They have
I'm
no-
gonna ask.
We would forfeit
They
that.
have
They
the
have it.
budget.
I know, but we didn't go over it. It wasn't presented by
Permanent project will do
people.
As a board of ed, we're
No,
walking
we
away
wouldn't,
from
but
it.
No.
John Florio was going to go over
Right,
it.
but we're walking
With
away
this
from it
motion,
now.
we walk away
So it's
from
out of
it.
our hands.
We're
Got
out.
it.
It's no longer
Right.
our project, so it
We're
would be
out.
up to, if the council
That's
sends
right.
it, permanent
That
projects.
makes
I
will come
sense.
up with
understand, I
that.
understand.
Got it?
Okay, I'm gonna, the mayor had her hand up, so I'm gonna refer to, call on mayor to give us some information.
So the issue with the motion is that you're not authorized to have the town council send it to permanent project. You can send it to the town council, you just have to leave out the permanent project building committee, because that would be a function
Of you,
town
of the council.
And the other part of that is that we don't know where the project stands right now, if there's enough money left in contingency. So until we get that report and see once, because we don't have any money allocated for the project.
Right.
And the money that was allocated, you are now keeping, that's not coming from the project.
Right.
So we just have to wait until we get the financial report, which we have requested, to see once where they are. Because I know there's also, as part of the Fund 25, some of those things that are going into Fund 25, those bills are going to permanent project, towards the project. So that'll have to come off the project to get into Fund 25. So we don't know where that stands right now. So
Okay.
we'll just have to wait and see where that is.
So just strike
So
permanent
just,
project.
Could I amend my motion
Strike
Yes,
permanent
yes.
project.
to strike the permanent project building committee from it? Or do I need to reread the whole thing?
No, that's fine. And then Judy?
Second, re-second. Yep. Okay, so now we have a motion that just, we approve to return the project to the town and to have, no more to do with that project. And they will do with it what they can. So, we've discussed it, we'll take our vote now. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay. What's next? Committee reports. Negotiations. There was no negotiations. Budget and operations, no meeting. Curriculum, instruction, and strategic planning. There was a meeting today, and I'm going to give a report. Go ahead.
Victor, I'm up for the next three, just, you know. They can't hear me, so I'm just.
Speak louder.
I can't hear you.
The next
Yeah, you gotta
three
speak a
reports.
little louder.
Oh, okay.
All right, so curriculum, Carter Welch gave us a report on the program Wit and Wisdom, which was the first year for the K-5 in language arts. And it is a very strong, explicit instruction of foundation skills. And some growth was, good growth was seen and collaboration with the teachers. They found that they were rich in vocabulary increase, the writing increase for K2. The program itself spirals in and out of the skills, which was a concern at first. Mid-year growth, they're up about 9%, and about 80% of the second grades met the benchmark. And one of the other things was that this program embeds a lot of content of the science and social studies, which the teachers liked. And next year they hope to to assess the student writing more and have some more teacher training in that area. And then he also talked about the illustrative math, which they saw the cohort's growth increase, and the scores trending going up. And let's see, this particular program strengthens, they're looking for PD to strengthen fluency strategies and procedural fluency. And, but one side note was because the budget cuts, Heather Glenn, who is the literacy coach, is now going back into the classroom. So she won't be kind of overseeing this as much. And the other thing, aside from this, Carter Welch has been doing a 4-evening workshop on the book, Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. And I would suggest every parent to take it out of the library and read it. I read it. I've been going to his workshops, and it's very interesting about the kids since I think it was 2014, when they're using more and more of the smartphones and how it's affected them. But it's a really good read. And Carter's been doing this. I don't know if it'll do it again, but it's been a very good program. So I just want to.
Thank you very much, Beth.
All right, now on to pension. Okay?
Yes, yep.
All right, so in pension, there was some action taken for fire pension retirees. Financially, they're staying the course because they're doing quite well with investments. They're also had some RFPs out there to interview for a retirement plan investment consultant. We have one, but they're looking to possibly get a different one. So that's that. Now policy, I have 3 policies for a first read. The first one, P1015, prohibition of sex discrimination, including sex-based harassment of students. This one, we are reverting back to the 2020 policy, which is a Title IX regulation. So we had this in 2020, we're reverting back to that one. Policy P2230, prohibition of sex discrimination, including sex-based harassment personnel. Again, this is a format revision. And policy P7517, safety and security. This is a state, not a federal policy. The format's kind of new, and the act into law in 3/3/25. We did this one in 24, but it had to come up again and had to be approved again, so they get it done by
Yearly,
July 1st of 25. So that's what that one is.
It's every year. I think it needs to.
I don't think we have to do it every year, but it had to meet the law. We had to do this year.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the 3 policies for first read.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions?
Perfect.
Thank you, Beth. I don't believe anyone attended ACES. Building committee, do you want to try that one?
No, we didn't meet last week.
Okay.
Tomorrow, obviously next Monday is Memorial Day, and then I think our next one's the following week out.
Okay.
We have a walkthrough, June.
A walkthrough
We'll be due June 2nd.
of the
That's the next thing. We're having a walkthrough.
high school
meeting.
final, okay. All right, and communication, no meeting.
So-
New business.
Are we going into executive session?
There's not a need to.
Okay. Okay. Visitors and press, anyone would like to address the board? Anyone who would like to speak to the board? Last time, anyone would like to speak or address the board?
Once, going twice.
Gotta do it 3 times. For the good of the board?
I went to MBIS's spring concert last night and it was so good. Like listening to them as 5th grade students in bands, in chorus, and now a whole nother, like the amount of growth this year is very obvious. And the 7th and 8th graders were tremendous. Like we have some very talented students in this community. So
Very nice.
please thank your staff. They work very hard with them. I know they're all excited to go to Lake Compounds tomorrow, and they're competing there.
Oh.
So select chorus, jazz band, and 7th and 8th grade chorus.
Oh, I hope the rain holds off.
I think they're thinking it should be okay for them.
I hope.
My daughter's very mad I made her pack a raincoat just in case. It's very embarrassing.
And now it's happy that she did.
Got her umbrella.
Yeah. But they really
I don't
were
think she's
very,
watching.
very good. No. I'll make her watch the replay.
Personnel, which we can't do.
I know. But the next regular board meeting of the Board of Education is scheduled for Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved. I really need to.
Second.
Thank you. We are adjourned.